All right, so I know I'm a few days late on this rumor, transfer news, whatever you may call it, but I thought it was important and I thought it was a good topic of discussion because it is something we've all been talking about going into this transfer window is Obed Vargas. Because after last season, we all knew Obed Vargas' stock was going to be at an all-time high, not only for his performances for the Sounders, but for the Mexican national team as he got his first ever senior call-up after making the switch from the US to Mexico. He got called up as well, made his senior appearance for them. And so, thus, we're at the point where there's going to be a lot of rumors surrounding him because not only was he a really good player for us, he's extremely young, he's a Mexican international, X, Y, and Z. And he's a player that has a lot of conversation to be spoken about. Should he stay with the Sounders going into next season? Will he be sold midway through the season? Could he have good performances in the Club World Cup to maybe get a big move to Europe? Is he going to go to Liga MX to play in Mexico now that Mexican teams would probably want him because he's a Mexican international? And so I want to do a video talking about, and I feel like this would be a good time to do it now that there has been some rumors that Mexican giants Club America are interested in him. CONCACAF Edgar posted it, and then as well, it was posted on Transfermarkt, which we as well reposted. So yeah, two very reliable sources talking about this rumor, and I thought let's just do kind of a short video giving you all my thoughts on it and just kind of talk about what do I feel like should be the right future and what's going to happen with Obed Vargas. How do I think the Sounders should handle it? X, Y, and Z, everything that encompasses Obed Vargas this offseason. So boys and girls, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers. We are going to get close. I think we're going to hit it before the Club World Cup. So let's make it happen. And don't forget, before we get too deep into the video, make sure to smash the like button. If you guys want to become members on the channel, which is something new that we've just introduced on our YouTube channel, make sure to go check it out. When you become a member, you get these cool little emojis that you can use during comments, live streams, and you get this super dope star that indicates that you are a member on the channel. But nonetheless, to talk about this, so as I said, Club America are possibly interested in Obed Vargas. Do I think this is the right move for him? I think it's an okay move for him. I don't necessarily think it's a wrong move per se, but it just kind of depends on what mine and your guys' vision is for Obed Vargas. Because do you look at it of you want to see Obed get his best possible move, going to the right place where we could see him flourish to maybe become a top class winger like an Alphonso Davies ended up becoming after he left the Vancouver Whitecaps? Or do you want to see the Sounders make as much money possible from him, or maybe something a little bit in between, which I think that's the boat that most of us are in, which even includes myself. I mean, I would prefer if Obed goes to Europe. And I think there's definitely teams that would be interested in doing it. Obviously, there hasn't been any concrete rumors of recent of any teams that have been wanting to go in for him. I know there's been those fairy dust rumors from the past couple of years that some teams in Germany might have been interested, X, Y, and Z, but nothing too concrete. Obviously, a lot of Liga MX teams are going to be interested in Obed Vargas. I do think Liga MX is still a step above the MLS, so I do think that is a step in the right direction, but they do have a bad reputation of not sending their younger talents out to Europe soon enough. Their development's kind of they think very selfishly in the Mexican league. They don't really like sending players to Europe to grow, to make the national team better, X, Y, and Z. I think a move to Europe should be Obed Vargas' ideal move. And I think there will be more options on the table for him midway through the season when the main transfer window opens up for European teams. That's when I think Obed will get those offers on the table, because right now this is only the main transfer window for MLS. It's not the main transfer window for pretty much the rest of the world. So there's not going to be as many offers on the table for him. And as well, maybe after the Club World Cup, he drops a couple of big performances because there's going to be a lot of eyes on this tournament. A lot of big teams are going to be watching this. Coaches, agents, scouts, X, Y, and Z. Say Obed has just a good game against Atletico Madrid. Yeah, maybe the Sounders don't win, but Obed plays really well. Then there might be a handful of teams thinking, wow, this guy played so well for a pretty average team against one of the top teams in Europe. We need to get this guy on our team, and he's only 19 years old. So there's a lot of things that could happen here with Obed Vargas. And I think it is incredibly important for the Sounders to play their cards right, because as we've spoken about in many, many videos, Weibel has taken so many L's with our transfer business as the GM of the team. We had good offers in last year for Liao Chu. We didn't take those. We've made some pretty poor signings. We haven't had anything really hit. We haven't really sold any players for a lot of money. Just kind of our business all in all, it's just been really bad. And Obed Vargas has kind of been one of those like diamonds in the rough for us. He's like that shining light of, we could argue, kind of two somewhat weird years as Sounders fans where there hasn't been that many bright sparks, players that have really made us jump out of our seats. And Obed Vargas has kind of just been that one guy where we're all like tipping our hat to, always thinking, okay, this guy could be the future. This guy could be something big. He could be like an Alphonso Davies, a Brendan Aronson, go to Europe, make waves as a player that came from MLS. And the Whitecaps and Philadelphia Union have made so much money off those transfers because they added clauses where if they kept making bigger moves, they hit incentives, the clubs would keep getting some of that money. So when like Brendan Aronson went from Salzburg to then Leeds, they got a chunk of each one of those transfers. And that's what the Sounders could do here as well. And it could be a huge cash cow for them. And I do think we need to be smart about it. I don't think we need to like completely overprice the guy out, but we do need to be smart on when it is right to let him go for the right price. So I would be patient, but at the same time, always evaluate your options. If you get a good offer on the table, don't pull a Liao Chu 2.0 situation and rest on your laurels, put your hands in your pockets, pounce on that, because we need some money to reinvest into this team. Because clearly the owners don't want to shell out money like they used to. So if you want to keep making the excuse, oh, we don't have money, we don't have roster space, well, Obed Vargas could be the guy to sell to then get you that money that you need to buy other players to reinvest into the whole of the squad, because this squad is starting to get more and more gaps in many positions that we need to fill, but we're not filling them. As I said, I do think the ideal move for Vargas is to go to Europe. I know that there's been some speculation that his top priority is he wants to go to Europe, but I don't think a move to Liga MX is totally out of the realm of possibility. I know when I got a chance to speak to his dad, he seems very fond of Obed maybe playing in that league, and he was really excited for him to play for the Mexican national team when he did make that switch. I would want to see Obed go to Europe. But if we do get a huge offer from a Liga MX team, I would want us to accept that offer because we do need that money. We need to reinvest it into the squad. So there's a lot of sides of the coin you can be looking at when it comes to this whole Obed Vargas situation. I do think, and I'm pretty confident, that Obed will stay at least the first half of the season, but when we get to that midway point in the year, I think that would be the best time to sell him. I don't think selling him right now is the most important time because it doesn't look like the Sounders are going to be bolstering the squad much, and I think we will need that midfield depth because of the amount of competitions we're going to be playing in next year. 4 or 5 competitions, you will need that midfield depth, say if there's injuries, tired legs. So if you can at least keep him for the first half of the year, good. Wait till the primary transfer window for the rest of the world opens up. You get more teams, more eyes on him. Say if he has a couple of good performances in the Club World Cup, even more eyes will be on him. So I would say keep him now, sell him midway through this season, try to maximize the cash, get this man to Europe, and I think that's an all-around win for all parties involved. But boys and girls, my opinion only matters so much. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. Do you agree with some of the points I made? Disagree with some of the points I made? Let me know. Make sure to smash the like button on today's video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And I hope you'll have a lovely day.